that there's a lot of stuff that looks like it could be events. It isn't necessarily events. And, you know, the best example I've ever seen of that was in that last issue of the AW, I think it was AW, might have been the MD, when I wrote about that predicted asteroid that they thought might hit Earth in 2028.
Oh.
I think that was the date. And they had picked a date and a time when its orbit might intersect with Earth's orbit. And they put it out as a warning from officially from the Minor Planetary Center, that Marsden runs, you know, up at Harvard. And I ran the chart for Washington, arbitrarily picked Washington, because if this were going to happen, Washington would be leading the charge to try to do something about it, divert it, you know, nudge it to make it not cross Earth's orbit at the same time. And the chart had the most positive, flat-out statements that yes, this would happen, that you could ever see. I wrote about it, so you've got it in your one of your last issues. The all the things that were connected to damage from space were in prominent positions, either on the midheaven or on Mars, or on some prominent position in the chart. And that's Klube and Gubbio and Alvarez and Marsden and Biela, everyone that's associated with those catastrophes in the past, they were all featured in that chart. But the chart is showing a state of mind which is never going to happen in physical form. Because the idea was put out that this might happen, and then they did more calculations. They found an earlier photograph that showed this asteroid, so they were able to get a better fix on the orbit, and it's not going to be anywhere near Earth.
Oh, yes. And in fact, what it is it's in the mindset of the people. Anyways, there's 2 asteroid destruction movies just out.
Yeah.
One of them was called Deep Impact, and the other was called Armageddon.
Right.
So it was already in the psyche of the whole.
But the fascinating thing was the specific date and time they picked, and the place that I picked, Washington D.C.
Yeah.
Showed the thing
Right.
as if it really would happen. And
Well,
no, it won't.
Yeah. Maybe in some other, as Seth would say, probable
In some
universe.
other level of dimension of mind,
Right.
it's happening, yes. And that's the same thing that we're seeing with the psychics predicting polar flips and continents falling in the ocean.
And Jesus coming
And
back.
Jesus coming back, right, Armageddon, the war
Right.
with Satan, and all this stuff is in people's minds. So it's astral scenarios.
Exactly.
And astrology picks up on that stuff. And in astrology, just as in the psychic area, you've got to realize that you're not necessarily looking at anything physical. So when we're doing this stuff with Disney, that's just a reminder that we could see all of this water threat for Disney. But anyway, let's go ahead and look.
But that's an interesting concept, because basically what it's saying is that what you're seeing as the physical event is the very, very last stage of a huge process.
Of a huge process of mental construction.
Right.
Right, mind construction that...
Oh, well, I never thought about that.
Right.
Yes.
And if the desire is strong enough, and if the will is strong enough,
And
the
the
emotion
power,
is strong enough.
But they got to have the physical power too.
Right.
To do it, to produce it.
Right.
It's, to produce it on the physical level takes physical power too, in addition to the mind power. Got to be something on all levels. Okay, so let's look at November 1 in Tokyo. This is the Disney